Hello and welcome to this special 2019 season preview for the Falmouth Commodores. I'm David Korzeniowski, joined alongside Danny LaRose. You guys couldn't get rid of us. We're back for year two, right, Danny?
Yes, sir. Glad to be back.
So we were play-by-play broadcasters for the Commodores in 2018. Happy to be back here again for another summer. And Danny, a really successful season last year for Jeff Trundy's squad, 24-19-1, and a trip to the Western Division Final.
It was a fun season. It was a fun team to cover. A lot of those guys were having a blast, and it got off to a rocky start. Wasn't sure how the season was going to progress. Of course, made it to the Western Division Final. They were probably the hottest team of the month of July. After that rocky start, got some guys from Florida, got some guys from Stanford. Boy, did they turn this team on. And like I said, nobody wanted to go home. Everybody loved playing here. Everybody loved playing for Jeff Trundy. It was that Trundy magic that worked again, really brought a cohesive unit together. It was a team through and through, and it was just a shame that it had to end early in that Western Division Final game too. Of course, to the team that ended up winning it all, the Wareham Gatemen. So not the worst thing in the world, but still looking for that elusive championship. It's been since the 80s, and I'm sure they're hoping that this is going to be the year that it gets done.
One name we've already said about 4 times is Jeff Trundy. He is a staple here in Falmouth, back as head coach this season with a couple of his assistant coaches, Mike Landry and Brett Becker, and a new member of our media team. Katie Florio, our sideline reporter from Clemson, is with Jeff Trundy right now. Katie?
Thanks, guys. I'm now joined alongside Falmouth head coach Jeff Trundy. And Coach, you are certainly not new to this year, 21st year as the head coach of this team. What an honor. And we're only 2 days away from the opening day 2019 season. What are your expectations for this ball club as the season gets underway?
Well, I think first and foremost, you just hope you get a bunch of guys that buy into the idea of investing in each other. I think if they go out and they don't worry about chasing numbers and worrying about themselves, and I think everything else falls into place. And we've been very fortunate. We've had a lot of groups of kids that have done that, and I'm sure this group will as well.
Now, you've made it very clear through your coaching that your main focus is not the trophy at the end of this. You're here to develop these players, and you have their best interest year in, year out. What has been your favorite part of this job?
Being around them, and being around the people in the organization, including the fans. It really is all about the people, and that's not just a cliche. It really is. When I drive over the bridge every year, that's what my first thoughts are, is the people I'm going to be able to see again and the new people I'm going to be able to meet. So it really is about the relationships and the people.
Now, you're surrounded by a great coaching staff. Assistant Coach Becker back for his 3rd year, pitching coach Mike Landry 8th year with the program. What do these men bring to the table?
Well, friendship, number one. It's awesome to be able to have them, obviously, to help me each and every day, from a coaching aspect, but more so than that, the friendship that they bring. They've been awesome, and I can't wait to see them every year, and so it's great to be reunited every June.
Now, you have a few returners, but a bevy of new guys. Most have just arrived over here, some still playing in the postseason. But how eager are you to just get to know these guys and learn more about them?
Oh, very much so. I think it always takes kind of a break-in period, so to speak, for everyone to get comfortable. And I want to see them be able to start to interact and be relaxed and go out and have fun and play the game that they love. And, so that's what I look forward to, is kind of getting these first few days behind us. And not that they won't be enjoyable, but, I want to see them, like I say, get comfortable with one another.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Katie. And now as we take a look at that roster, Danny, who's a couple guys that stick out to you?
Boy, how can you ignore Aaron Sabato? I mean, the ACC Freshman of the Year. This guy mashes. Holy moly. For UNC, he led the team in home runs. He had a ridiculous 330-plus average, 50-plus RBIs. He was just doing it all, and he was a force to be reckoned with. This guy just tore up the ACC as a freshman. He's a big boy, too, 6 foot, over 200 pounds, and he looks like he could be 30 years old. But no, he's only 18 or 19, and he is just making work of one of the best conferences in college baseball. Yeah. Also got to look out west over at Tim Tawa, a guy from Stanford who had an off year in his sophomore year, but he was a fantastic freshman coming from a team like Stanford, and we saw what those Stanford guys were able to do last year. So it's really exciting to see him. And as for the pitching side of things, got a returner in Mitchell Stone from Oklahoma State. They're working in the Super Regionals right now, so exciting to see if he will when he comes back, how he will perform, because he was a stud last year with this Falmouth Commodores roster. So a couple returners, a couple new guys from some marquee programs across the country, and they're going to be exciting to watch on the Cape against the country's best talent.
And one other returner for Falmouth is Austin Langworthy, back for year 3 this year. He's a Florida Gator, and last summer he batted .206, 21 hits, but a third of those, 7, were home runs. He has some absolute power, a great outfielder, and he has a great relationship with Jeff Trundy. He can't get away from Falmouth, back for year 3. We're happy to be back for year 2, and that will wrap up this 2019 season preview. Danny LaRose and David Korzeniowski. We'll see you guys soon.